Yo, check it out, I gotta speak the truth about the hardest working small channel in the crypto booth. He's the crypto father, the one and only.
Welcome back to the Crypto Father channel. I am the Crypto Father. Today is the 5th of July. It's a Friday. And in today's video, I'm going to have a quick look at what's happening in the market. Is the bull run over for Bitcoin? No, it isn't. We'll look at some charts, we'll look at some news, and I'll give you my opinion on why I think the FUD that we're seeing on YouTube from some of the influencers is just clickbait, and people who are in the crypto space should have nothing to fear of. Let's get going. But before we do, please make sure to smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. Do consider becoming a member on the channel by joining the memberships. Also, if you are in the market for a new crypto wallet, then consider buying the Tangem crypto wallet. I made a video on that just a couple of days ago. Check that out. It gives you the explanation of what the company is, how the crypto wallet works, and also I provide you with a setup tutorial. You can also get 10% off on your purchase of the Tangem wallet if you use the promo code TheCryptoFather in the promo code section on the Tangem website. So things on the market are looking rather bleak, to be quite frank. We're at 2.2 trillion market cap, which is a significant drop. I think this is 100 billion drop off since just yesterday, or at least 2 days ago. 110 billion trading volume on the 24 hours. That's in green. I guess there's a lot of shorts that are taking place and quite possibly a lot of longs right now. Bitcoin's presently at $58,000, which is not looking great. And I know that drives a lot of fear into people's hearts, deep inside. Ethereum at $3,100. BNB at $524. That's like a $25 drop since yesterday, but a 9% or almost 10% over 24 hours. Solana also dipped about 9% to $134 from $150 just a day ago, I think. Overall, everything is looking pretty red, which is shocking. Cardano back down below 40 cents. Not great for Cardano. Polkadot below $6 again. And so it goes with a lot of the tokens and coins, because everything follows Bitcoin in the end. So let's go to the charts and have a look at Bitcoin. So let me take you to the big screen here. So this is a chart for Bitcoin on the daily. And if you notice, Bitcoin is forming a nice pattern here. The red line is the 200 EMA, which historically is a very good indicator of whether we are in a bearish or a bullish market. In 2020, 21, once Bitcoin broke above the red line at 200 EMA, it was pretty much on. There were a couple of instances, September 2019 and in September of May 2020, when it broke below the 200 EMA. But that was still the accumulation phase, and still we were just recovering from the bear market. But once we broke above the 200 EMA, it was game on for Bitcoin, and basically Bitcoin remained over the 200 EMA for the duration of the bull market, with the exception of the dip we encountered between the double tops. So there is a chance that we are still encountering that we are presently in this phase, and if that's the case, then we could potentially see another dip below the 200 EMA, which would then be followed by a massive run up to whatever prices that we're expecting. But so for the most part, we should be remaining above the 200 EMA. So there is a chance that we might dip it below it. But I think right now, if you look at on the daily, the Bollinger Bands are just kissing the 200 EMA. And if this candle on the daily manages to sustain itself above the 200, then we should be okay. If, however, we still have almost 3 hours left, if this candle closes below the 200 EMA and another candle for the next day opens below it, then there is a chance that we might be going to the next support level, which is at 53,000 right here on the daily. So there is a possibility that we might see that. But on the weekly chart, candle is just touching the lower band, the lower portion of the Bollinger Bands. And if you notice, the mouth of the band is narrowing right here, which means that Bitcoin is kind of stabilizing. So I think personally right now that we are going to see just that. Bitcoin might dip to these levels. I guess we could possibly see it recover this zone here. So we could see it actually, yeah, go down to $53,000, or we could simply see it just rebounds of this lower part of the Bollinger Bands and then begin its ascend back to the upper part of the bands. So those are the two scenarios essentially. We saw a similar pattern in 2020. On the weekly, Bitcoin remained well above the 200 EMA, and it bounced off the bottom line of the Bollinger Bands, kind of bounced around on it, and then it skyrocketed to new all-time highs. But on the weekly, it did remain above the 200 EMA for the entire duration of the bear market. On the daily, of course, it's a different story because it did have a breakdown below the 200 EMA right here, which kind of goes against the whole 200 EMA support idea of it being a support. On the weekly, the entire duration of the entire bull market, Bitcoin never came close to the 200 EMA on that over those couple of years, over those few months there in 2020-21. And so I foresee that we may be seeing something similar playing out here. Now, of course, we're totally looking at an M pattern. There is that possibility that we are totally looking at an M pattern right here. That is quite possible. We're looking at an M pattern, and we might be seeing it slide down all the way down to 53 to recover this giant green candle right here. That's quite possible. I mean, it's not a very long shot, to be honest. I mean, we could see this candle dip all the way down and just touch it and then retrace back above these levels. So we're going to find out over the next couple of weeks what is going to happen. But I guess July, the green July, historically green July is not turning out to be as green as it was, as everyone was hoping for. In any case, the most important things to keep in mind are these things. Sony Group, the Japanese conglomerate, is entering the cryptocurrency exchange business. The fact that companies are still very, very bullish on Bitcoin and crypto in general tells the story. I mean, we're not in the end. This is not the end of crypto. Bitcoin is having a bit of a retracement. In all fairness, this is what is this? This is a 22% retracement from its top. So this is like literally, this is a minuscule on the scale of what Bitcoin can achieve. This is a minuscule move, and the fact that, you know, we're sitting at a $2 trillion market cap, over $2 trillion market cap, it makes it even more difficult for Bitcoin to retrace the way it used to retrace 80%, 70%, 90% in some cases in the past, because the bulk of the money that is invested right now in the market just won't allow it to be so volatile, as volatile as it used to be. So the number of bullish news is just staggering. You've got Sony Group coming into the crypto market. Ethereum ETFs are supposed to be approved sometime soon. Bitwise, BTF, Valkyr, Vanek, ProShares, Bitwise, ARK Invest, ProShares, like 670,000 trading volume over the past 24 hours on Bitwise. Valkyr, 416,000, Vanek 695,000 trading volume, ProShares 6.38 million in trading volume. So there is constant volume on the Bitcoin ETFs. Ether spot ETFs to see up to 5 billion of net inflows in first 6 months. So if Ethereum spot ETFs were to be approved this upcoming month, either in July or September, this is what we're going to expect. So the massive money flowing into Ethereum will push the price of Ethereum way up. And unless we happen to see the flipping of Ethereum flipping over Bitcoin, you can expect Bitcoin to do the same. Gemini says it expects spot Ether to see up to 5 billion of net inflows in the first 6 months of trading. You also shouldn't forget that Solana, VanEck has applied for a Solana spot ETF, and they already have an ETP, which is slightly different. And the Solana ETP on VanEck has 60 million in assets, 26.5% returns on that. An ETP can stand for exchange traded product, which is a financial instrument that can be traded on an exchange like a stock. ETPs are derivative securities that track the performance of underlying assets or benchmarks such as indices, currencies, and shares. And I believe, I may be wrong on that, but an ETP is like an ETF, but it's not officially an exchange traded fund. It's just an exchange traded product, a name that was made to bypass the regulations that are enforced onto ETFs, because ETFs are a lot more regulated, and it's not always easy to have an ETF running. So if you can't have an ETF, you start an ETP and you still have the product that you want to have as an ETF running and tradable prior to it being approved for an ETF. So this has been around since 2021, which is probably one of the reasons why Solana has pumped as much as it did. So once the proper Solana ETF is approved, man, can you imagine all the money coming in on that? The recent approval of spot Ethereum ETFs has fueled speculations about a Solana ETF. However, that does not automatically translate into approval of other crypto ETFs. It's unlikely that the approval of ETH will result in a large wave of approvals. The future of a Solana ETF depends on regulatory decisions and how Solana addresses potential centralization issues. And I think if we look at Ethereum and the way that's centralized, we'll see similarities between Solana, and that'll give Solana a good position to be approved for a spot ETF on that as well. But so first things first, we're gonna get the Ethereum ETF, I guess, approved, and then Solana. And despite the fact that people are saying, oh, this is, that this may be great, it's not. I mean, this is ETFs. All ETFs do is give Wall Street and Wall Street traders access to these assets, to crypto basically, which was ours. And now it's no longer in our hands entirely. Now it's in the hands of the markets and Wall Street traders, who tend to be questionably manipulative. The fact that they missed out, I mean, banks have missed out on huge gains on Bitcoin. They were shunning Bitcoin when it was $1,000, like so many other people, I guess. But banks are usually the ones ahead of the financial curve, ahead of everybody. And this time around, they're not. They're behind. And so having Bitcoin at $60,000 is not sitting well with them, because that's a huge investment. But once these banks begin to invest, which they will, because in order to survive, they will have to, you can expect Bitcoin to fly. Shorts and longs. A lot of shorts on Bitcoin right now on Binance, BitMEX. Wow, look at that. 89% are shorting. DYDX, mostly short, 70%, 80%. Bitfinex, 84% longs. But so Plan B released another video for the month, so if that interests you, check that out. But basically his predictions are on track the way they should be, and we still have a few months before we see Bitcoin topping to its all-time high. So this little retracement, we, like I said, we might dip to 53,000, but I mean, who cares? If you're trading, then if you're trading on leverage, just be very, very, very careful, because right now the market is pretty choppy, and you don't know where it's going to go. But there are shorting right now in a bull market is a bit dangerous, but we know that there are still a few months left before Bitcoin reaches its all-time high. I think it's usually between 12 to 16 months before we reach the all-time or the new top. So after this nice dip here, we should have a This is the weekly or the daily cup and handle, and now we should have a nice run from here all the way to who knows where. If you manage to hold your stash through the bear market, you should be able to manage to hold it through the bull market right now. We're not going back down right now. This is not the end of the bull market by any means. It's just the market doing its thing. Hope this was semi-informative. If it was, then make sure to smash up the likes, share the content with other people who you think may be interested in that. If you are thinking about getting a new crypto wallet, then do consider the Tangem wallet. It's a sweet crypto wallet hardware. You can get 10% off by entering the Crypto Father in the promo code. What the heck is it? Right here. So if you go to the bottom here, I have a promo code. Just type in the Crypto Father and you should get yourself a 10% off on your Crypto Father purchase. So on your Tangem purchase, not you can't buy the Crypto Father, but you can buy the Tangem wallet. So get that discount, get yourself the wallet, Tangem wallet, and you'll be glad that you did. Once again, thank you for tuning in and your continuous support. I will most likely begin the distribution of the Meowcoin airdrop, the 5,000 or the 50,000 Meowcoin airdrop that was launched like I don't know how many weeks ago, and so I'm probably going to begin doing that over this weekend. So if you haven't gotten in, get in on the Meowcoin airdrop. You can check out the tweet on X under @CryptoFather48. Check out my account there and find the tweet and get in on the Meowcoin airdrop if you haven't done so yet. Stay frosty, stay safe out there, don't lose your stash, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.